Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe to my channel, Emergency Funds. So make sure to watch the full video. Your emergency fund should be used to cover expenses that cannot wait and will have severe consequences if not paid. To put it another way, you shouldn't use your emergency fund to pay for things you don't have to. You can stay afloat in a time of need without having to rely on credit cards or high-interest loans because emergency funds create a financial buffer. If you are already in debt, having an emergency fund can help you avoid taking on additional debt. True financial emergencies must meet two requirements. Consequences. If you don't pay the bill, your life will be greatly disrupted. Think eviction or repossession of your vehicle. Job loss. Without income, it may be impossible to pay for your daily needs. This is where your emergency fund comes in. You can use the money you have set aside to pay your bills and other essential costs while you are looking for a new job. Costs for dental or medical care. Having sufficient money accessible to cover crisis doctor's visit expenses or dental costs can assist you with trying not to assume an exorbitant premium acknowledgement card or credit obligation. Pet consideration. When beloved pets require costly veterinary services, emergency savings can cover their care. Home necessities. At the point when your rooftop, water radiator, or plumbing framework separates and needs supplanting, the expense can surpass stipends in your month-to-month spending plan. You can use your emergency fund to keep things from getting worse and disrupted more. Car maintenance. You will most likely need to make repairs to your vehicle as it ages. It's best to include things like tires and tune-ups in your monthly budget. On the other hand, if you rely on your car to work, major repairs might force you to use money from your emergency fund. Needs of kids. Your first grader abruptly grows out of their vehicle seat or your youngster's PC breaks and should be supplanted. In any case, kids are expensive, and there are always unexpected costs. The assets in that crisis record can safeguard your loved ones. Innovation substitution. You drop your cell phone in a sink brimming with water and need the gadget for work. Your emergency fund may be able to pay for a new phone if you absolutely need one. Important trips. On the off chance that a friend or family member becomes sick, you might have to bounce on a plane to be at their bedside. Traveling at the last minute can be expensive, but having cash in your emergency fund can help you avoid going broke. Regardless of the reason you used your emergency fund, you need to get the money back as soon as possible. You never know when another pressing circumstance might occur. How much should my emergency fund contain? Keep enough money in your emergency fund to cover your living costs for 3 to 6 months as a good general rule. Keep in mind that the more people you have relying on you, the more money you might want to reserve for unforeseen circumstances. To find out about the amount you ought to keep in crisis reserve funds, investigate your everyday costs as an aid. Look at your spending plan, posting just those costs that totally should be covered consistently. The most common of these are food, transportation, utilities, mortgage or rent, child and pet care, and utilities that would cover you and those in your care for 3 months' worth of necessary expenses if you lost your job. Let's say, for instance, that in order to keep your household running each month, you need at least $1,500. An emergency fund of at least $4,500, $1,500 x 3, will provide you with protection for 3 months in the event that your income is disrupted. On the off chance that you have an unexpected bonus, you might need to expand how much cash in your asset to a figure that feels more good. It doesn't hurt to add more money just in case, even if it takes you over 6 months' worth of basic expenses. Where to put your emergency fund? It's best to keep your emergency fund separate from other funds but easily accessible. For instance, you should not keep your emergency savings in your checking account. That is on the grounds that the cash you've saved for crisis will get tangled with the assets you use to cover your everyday costs. The distinction between short-term and long-term savings should not be blurred. Your best places to keep a backup stash are savings account with a high yield. Search for an investment account at a monetary establishment that is independent from your financial records, and with a higher loan cost. Your savings will earn more money the higher the rate. Set aside a portion of each paycheck in your direct deposit account by splitting it up. Account in the money market. Money market accounts are available from brokerages, credit unions, and banks. These accounts also have higher interest rates than standard savings accounts. They might expect maintenance fees and a minimum balance every month, which will make it less tempting to use if you don't have to. Deposit certificate (CD). Due to their higher interest rates than those of other savings vehicles (CDs), which are low-risk investment products offered by financial institutions and brokerages, can also be useful for emergency accounts, but you'll have to keep the money you put in for a while or pay a fee if you want to take money out early. You can avoid the fee by creating a CD ladder that lets you buy CDs with different terms. Don't stop saving until you reach your goal, no matter where you put your money. At the point when you hit your own limit, you can apply the additional assets to your other monetary objectives. Setting up automatic savings deposits of a predetermined amount from your checking account is an easy way to build up an emergency fund. How do I create a fund for an emergency? Determine the sum you want to save. Utilize the NerdWallet Crisis Investment Funds, adding machine underneath on the off chance that you want assistance sorting out your costs for a considerable length of time. Set a savings goal for the month. Focus on smaller, attainable monthly goals rather than a single large savings goal. You may be motivated to continue saving and gain positive momentum by achieving monthly goals. This can assist you with keeping the propensity for saving consistently and make the general undertaking less overwhelming. Move cash into your investment account consequently. Ask your employer if they can split your paycheck between checking and savings if they offer direct deposit. This way, you can meet your monthly savings goal without having to use your checking account. Maintain the change. Utilize portable innovation to save naturally each time you make a buy. Savings-focused apps and accounts can be linked to checking or other spending accounts to round up purchases on your transactions. The additional sum is naturally moved to an investment account. Keep your tax refund safe. You have a chance at this one time per year, and provided that you anticipate a discount, it can be easy to increase your emergency supply by saving it. At the point when you record your duties, consider having your discount stored straightforwardly in your crisis account. On the other hand, you can consider changing your V4 structure so you have less cash held back. You can put the extra money into your emergency fund if you decide to change your deductions. Evaluate and modify contributions. After a few months, check in to see how much you've saved and make any necessary adjustments. At the point when you've set aside to the point of covering a half year of costs, you should seriously mull over placing additional money in speculations. If you think you have too much money in your emergency fund, follow these steps. Make a distinction between everything else and emergencies when saving. In point of fact, once you've reached a manageable level of emergency savings, it's a good idea to open a second emergency savings account for unforeseen expenses like clothing, vacations, and car maintenance. Consider opening separate savings accounts or sub-accounts for various financial objectives if you need assistance staying organized. Everyone must save money for the unanticipated. Having some money saved up can mean the difference between getting out of debt and weathering a short-term financial storm. Where do I put emergency account? The ideal place for your emergency fund would be a savings account with easy access and a high interest rate. It is essential to have quick access, given that an emergency can occur at any time. Therefore, it should not be held in a fund for long-term investments. However, you should keep the account separate from the bank account you use every day to avoid dipping into your reserves. Savings accounts with high yields are a good option. It is secure because it is federally insured up to $250,000 per depositor, ownership category, and financial institution. Learn more about the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, or FDIC, and the National Credit Union Administration, or NCUA, which provide federal insurance for savings accounts. In addition, the money earns interest and can be accessed quickly via withdrawal or funds transfer when required. While a bank account is a great choice, certain individuals will most likely be unable to open one right away. For instance, if a bank closed your previous account, it might have reported the closure to a consumer reporting agency like ChexSystems. That might make it impossible for a new bank to accept your account application. You have options in that situation. You can work with the organization to determine the extraordinary issues. Simultaneously, consider opening another opportunity financial records. You are more likely to be able to open a solid interest-earning account once you have established a positive banking history over the course of a few months. So that's it for today. We hope you enjoyed the video. Use the comments section below to tell us your thoughts about the video. Also, make sure to subscribe to our channel and click the bell button to be notified of all the latest videos.